Our next guest is one of our residents that lives at the other end of the spectrum, one of our senior pets. This is Marco, and Marco is in all of our estimations a really nice, friendly cat. Yes, he's a little curious, a little independent, doesn't necessarily want to be, stuck in one place when there's lots to explore. But he's been a fairly nice cat, and it's interesting because he came to us as a stray, which a lot of animals do. He was microchipped. We traced it back like we do with all of our animals that come in, and his owner chose to surrender him because she said that he was aggressive with her. And she adopted him from Baltimore County, their shelter there. So, 2 shelters now have assessed Marco and been like, he's a nice cat. So we don't know exactly what was going on in that home. There were at least 2 other cats that were living in the home, and he was only there for a short period of time, about 3 months. So it could be possible that he just needed longer to acclimate. We don't know exactly what was going on, but nobody here has seen any of those aggressive tendencies. All I've seen from Marco is that he doesn't always want to be forced to be held on your lap. He wants to go out and explore, which is, in my, vast cat experience, pretty normal, right? Not every cat wants to hang out on your lap every day. But if you want some of those, we have some of those as well. So Marco is a little bit older. So, definitely more set in his ways, not going to be as rambunctious as maybe Maybelline and her kitten counterparts, but definitely a cat that will sit on your lap for a period of time. But just once he's done, he's done.
So some of the animals we have at the shelter do have medical conditions, and Marco is one of those. What's his issue?
So you might be able to tell he has an issue with one of his eyes. So there's medical notes from our staff veterinarian as well as the staff and veterinarian at Baltimore County Animal Services. There's been some different opinions on what exactly is wrong with his eye. I believe our vet, Dr. Thomas, wrote that she saw some entropion, which could be causing an issue in addition to some other things that were going on with that eye. And entropion is actually something that we see pretty often. It's more frequently we see it in the dogs, and that's when your eyelashes, instead of pointing out, point in. So because they're pointing in, they rub your eye and can scratch your cornea and things like that, and it can be painful. So we've been doing some treatments for that, and we have not yet fully decided whether or not he needs to have a surgical repair for that. So that's just something that anybody who is taking on Marco might want to be aware of, that there might be some medical expenses having to deal with his eye, whether he needs that surgery or just, ointments, medications. His vision is impaired in that eye. So just also be mindful of that. He's not going to see you as well coming from that side. So when you're petting him and interacting with him, it's better to approach him from the side where his good eye is. So he knows you're coming, or, approach him from the front so that you're not startling animals when they have, their hearing or their vision isn't 100%, sometimes they can startle more easily, and as a result of that, react out of fear, which could have been something that happened in his former home. So all of those things are things just to take into consideration. But otherwise, Marco is, a pretty sweet cat that we're enjoying having here and getting to know. If you want to get to know him a little bit more in your home, the first step is going to be making sure you book that appointment to visit by going to visit fcac.as.me.